Bitcoin recently breaking $37,000 today, and right now, as I do this live stream, testing key resistance that we talked about in yesterday's video. Let's just jump into the video and talk about it. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Crypto Capital Venture. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, turn the notification bells on. I really appreciate you all hitting that like on the way in because it gives me some momentum with these videos. Let's jump into Bitcoin technical analysis. Here it is on the 6 hour. This green channel you see Bitcoin trading in right now is what we were discussing in yesterday's video. And I want to show a quick clip. The ultimate thing I'd be watching is how does Bitcoin interact with this Fibonacci short-term resistance, 36,120 to 37,600 or 37,267. You can round those up however you'd like, but that's kind of the resistance area in general that I'm watching. So that's the resistance area that I'm watching. I'm still watching it. And I have like a ridiculous day ahead of me I have so many calls, and this is probably my last little window before later tonight to be able to do a video. So I'm just I don't know what's gonna happen in the hours ahead while I'm working, but I wanted to just put this out there so we can track this together. So this is a 6 hour chart. Let's dig in a little bit to the hourly. So a couple things. There's actually two things. I'm going to dig into this hourly chart to show you this rising trend that Bitcoin is in and what a breakout will look like. And really, on the short term, this is where I love these moments. The micro charts really play into the macro charts. And here's a macro weekly chart. So we're going to dissect this. So let's do this. Here's the micro chart. This is an hourly. You can see the Fibonacci resistance right here that Bitcoin trades in as we anticipated, and now we're going to watch and see what happens. But along this path, Bitcoin has kind of risen into this Fibonacci resistance right here, and that resistance channel is like right around 36,200 to 37,300 or so. Now this is the rising channel you can see in purple that Bitcoin has been trading into. One thing, you can see this white line, kind of a new mini rising channel. I like when Bitcoin does that. It kind of stops testing the lower trend line down here and actually forms a new lower trend line. And Bitcoin, that is kind of an illustration, in my opinion, and historically watching Bitcoin charts, that the bulls are kind of just stepping in a little bit, at least on the micro charts. But again, we have the resistance that Bitcoin is in right now. And in terms of these two rising channels that we see on the very short term, that we're going to really be tracking in the next 12 hours or so, the breakout target for those is just above, I guess it's just above $38,700. So I can actually just make a note of that real quick. So let's call it $38,800 breakout target. Very relevant number. Not that big of a upside gain for Bitcoin from where it is right now. We can see price range. It's only another 5%. Since I did the video yesterday talking about this resistance, we're up around 5%. So the total move from yesterday's video right around here would be around 10% move to a $38,800 target. And now I want to show you why that's so important on the macro charts. So here's the macro charts. If you've been watching my videos, you know that we've been discussing the similarities of a 2019 move to this potential move, not potential move, but this current move, parabolic move in Bitcoin. And I want to just show you this area. We talked about, I think in yesterday's video, comparative to this area. We're looking for Bitcoin to do the opposite of what it did here, which was fall below the 20-week moving average. We're looking for Bitcoin to diverge away to the upside because this time around, Bitcoin, I don't know if you noticed, is in a bull market. So here's Bitcoin back then, and this is such an important part of this video. I should have mentioned it yesterday. I actually didn't even think about it. I don't even think I noticed it until last night. This is the most important part of this video. So back in 2019, when it was putting that swing high, and on the long-term zoomed out charts, this is what it looks like. This move dissected on the daily. This is what Bitcoin did. It had a swing high to a swing low real quick, and you can see resistance at this Fibonacci area. So put in a lower high. And then Bitcoin, and let me clear this out, Bitcoin continued from that swing high to this swing low, and it saw resistance at a Fibonacci retracement. The second resistance failed, and then from there it was failure. It was down. Bitcoin really needed to break this area to kind of put in a reversal and see new highs, and it just didn't happen. Now the charts, as I've just been talking about a lot lately, are so similar back in that 2019 swing high, parabolic swing high, to right now what's happening. Look at the similarities, just a glance. And here's what we have transpiring. The same exact setup. Initial swing high to swing low, Fibonacci resistance failure. You see the failure right there, right? And then we have this new swing high to this swing low. And right now we are testing this Fibonacci resistance. So comparatively, the Fibonacci resistance to the 2019 move that we're testing is this one. And what's so actually even crazier is look at this double touch down here at the bottom of that Fibonacci. And then let's go to current time, the double touch to the bottom of this Fibonacci. And so Bitcoin gets the bounce, and we're testing this resistance area. There's no other area to watch. There's really no other area to even consider watching on Bitcoin than this one right here. Now, I didn't talk about this in yesterday's video, but it's kind of a more midterm resistance. We've been talking about this short-term resistance, and still we want to track that on the short term. We're in it right now. We're in the channel. But going to the daily chart for Bitcoin, this is the Fibonacci resistance that we should really chart, track, and see what happens, because really it's not that even much different than the micro Fibonacci that we're talking about. So it's 37,600 down to 35,700. We are in it, everybody. Is Bitcoin going to repeat what it did back in 2019 in a continued downtrend from the swing high and see resistance at a Fibonacci resistance continue down? Or is Bitcoin going to diverge from that, do the opposite, and actually break through this very important Fibonacci resistance? Nothing crazy midterm bullish has happened yet, because right now from this swing high, the 40,000 plus, all we've been doing is putting in, Bitcoin has just been putting in lower highs. Here's a lower high. And then at this Fibonacci, here's a potential lower high in play right now. So 37,654, can Bitcoin break it to the upside? That's nothing. That can happen as I'm ending this live stream in the matter of seconds. It's like not even a 1.5% move for Bitcoin. And then on the daily chart, probably the most more relevantly, can Bitcoin actually trade and close daily candles above it? Now, that would be probably the most bullish thing that we could see happen on these midterm charts. And it really does start right here, because if Bitcoin gets this break, we broke this upper trend line here. If we get the breakout to that $38,800 target, and we can go look at that now on the daily chart, 38,800 is right around here. Bitcoin will begin its separation from the 786 line of the Fibonacci resistance. So we're just, as I do this live stream, we were just in it. And I don't know, I would love if Bitcoin in the next 12 hours or so can make a decisive move and not trade sideways in the resistance, which it often does. I would love a decisive move. We can do an update video a little bit later, but I really wanted to discuss this and throw this out there as Bitcoin is kind of making this move above 37,000 into this Fibonacci resistance. It's just an incredibly important move. It's probably the only move I think is worth watching right now. Obviously, there's a lot of other stuff going on the Bitcoin charts right now, but this is probably most relevant, and I wanted to chat about it. So going over here, this is the 6-hour chart. We've been tracking these things on the 6-hour chart. It's all synergistic with what's happening. Bitcoin trading within this larger symmetrical triangle right now in that Fibonacci resistance. So there's nothing really to get excited about just yet. Now, to illustrate perfectly on the 6-hour chart, where we could start kind of being like, and I talked about this yesterday, where both my eyebrows are raised and there's a more midterm bullish vibe in the air, that would be this swing. Actually, not that one. It would be swing high. And we were just, this is exactly what we're talking about in this video, to swing low and look at the confluent resistance of both of these midterm and short-term Fibonacci's. We're in it. We're in the eye of the storm, everybody. And this is the area. And look how confluent it is with this upper trend line of this larger term symmetrical triangle. And we're so close to testing. So both my eyebrows bullishly raised if Bitcoin can kind of break above. And just, $38,800 target that we just looked at on the hourly chart here. 38,800 is really in the short term the only move it needs to make, around a 5% move to the upside. Now what happens at that point is Bitcoin could see a little resistance, but I want to just show you that this could be the beginning of the reversal that Bitcoin needs to put in, which would be maybe we hit the target 38,800, we get a quick boom right back down and we're in the 36,000s. It's something that many people could get kind of very bearish about because that happened, but we're telling a new story at that point. We're telling the story of this previous resistance, which is now resistance, coming to act as support. And then we track support. And we track support at this trend line here, and we're looking for Bitcoin to see support. And that's kind of the story that I'm looking at to transpire for Bitcoin. So I wanted to do a quick update video. This is the update. We'll see how this tracks today. I appreciate all of you for cruising by. Let's see how it transpires, everybody. I have a crazy day of calls. Once that's over, later tonight, if something cool has happened, I'll be on here for another live stream. So that's that, everybody. I appreciate you cruising by. Wanted to just throw this out there. I bring on a new sponsor for the YouTube channel, iTrustCapital. So you're going to see more of them on this YouTube channel. It's a product I use. These guys are awesome. They're a really cool team. Self-trade your crypto in your IRA and 401k. Everybody, if you're planning long-term, I'm just telling you, there are tax advantages here. You can trade. All your crypto trades are tax-free in your IRA. And there's just so many benefits. I love that this is a product. The traditional IRAs, the old school stuff, you're still accumulating crypto. You're able to trade tax-free. The link is in the description below. Here's some of the cryptos you can do it with. More cryptos I hear are on the way. Altcoins on the way. So awesome product. Really cool team. You'll be hearing more of them. And that is that. Let's see how this hourly chart progresses as we kind of move forward. Crazy looking at the hourly candle right here. And it always is the worst, just ending a live stream knowing that, and actually you all should want me to end a live stream, because every time I end a live stream, Bitcoin does something. It takes off and I miss the boat with the live stream content. So you all should really want me to end this live stream. But let's see how this hourly candle progresses. Getting a little upward momentum literally as I do this video. Can Bitcoin make a run for it? Let's see. If it does, I'm updating you all later. I appreciate you. Hit that subscribe, hit that like. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.